Welcome to Recovering Addict. I'm LT, your host, and I'm an alcoholic addict.
I'm Felice Weaver, your co-host. I'm married to an alcoholic addict.
How did everybody like the ladies last night as they discussed their side of the story? I was thinking about that today, too, because I caught a little bit of it here and there. I had some friends outside, so I didn't watch the whole thing. But like when Felice was talking about when she came and brought me food and all that stuff before I checked into the IOP, or the detox center, which is kind of weird, and it happens to be with a lot of our fights and stuff too, is that I don't remember much of my addiction, period. And I feel bad because the non-addict who has to deal with this remembers all of it, you know, pretty much just like yesterday, maybe even more because of the intensity of some of the things. But like that whole time, my dad picking me up and taking me to the hotel and to walking me into the detox center, and it all is just a vague blur of a memory. So it's kind of crazy. Made me think about some things.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit, how y'all don't remember, but we have to work through all those memories.
Yep. It's weird. Pretty crazy. Beautiful Saturday, huh? Everybody's loving it. Weather wasn't too bad, Alicia, today. Like my allergies got going, that's for sure. I took all my vitamins, my fish oil this morning, and forgot my Claritin. So it hit me when we were running around, and when my allergies hit me, I got to go lay down for a minute and just let the Claritin kick in, and just puts me down. It's pretty crazy. I hate it. I hate allergies.
Me too.
So how is everybody this Saturday?
Thank you, Sky and Alicia.
This Saturday.
She said we did good. They said.
John and Sky and Alicia, how you guys doing? Boo Bear, what's going on?
Hey,
good to see you.
Hi, Connie.
Connie Rice is up in the house. How's it going? Joni. Is that a new face? Oh, no. What is it? Well, nice to see you. If you've been here before and we forgot, I apologize. I am an addict. If you haven't seen our live streams before, I've 2 times been taken straight down to the bottom due to drugs and alcohol. In the early 2000s was meth, committed a felony, jail, probation, all that stuff. Then I got clean, and then from 28 to 33, I stayed clean, healthy, and strong because I was into fitness. I was only not smoking weed because I had to take drug tests. And then when I turned 33, I started casually drinking. And by the time I hit 40, I was drinking a fifth a night. I was drinking gallons on the weekend. I was just a blackout drunk, straight whiskey drinking, blackout drunk. And that's what I did until I had to detox in a hospital. And I went to an IOP program for 5 months, which I can still continue to go there on every Tuesday night at 6:30 for my continuing care. And from what I'm learning, we need recovery the rest of our lives. We have a different concept of time. We have a different outlook on life. We have addictive thinking. Not only do we have all the stuff that happened to us before addiction, all the wrong things with our brain, but then all the stuff we habitually made and created because of drug use has to be corrected. So it's a long-term thing. It's a lifelong thing in recovery. But I tell you what, when I think about where I would be now if I didn't quit compared to where I'm going to be staying sober, the outlook's much better on the sober side of the house. Brittany, good to see you again. What did she say? Boo Bear, I lost your comment. Tried to watch James and keep missing him. It's all good. Yeah, James is I think he's only going Monday through Thursday in the evenings now, and he takes Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays off.
Yeah.
He's got a new schedule. We're still 8 o'clock every night, but I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you enjoy us. It makes us feel better. Hi, Marilyn.
Thanks, Marilyn.
Tracy's in the house. How's it going, Tracy? Oh, we got Desmond again.
Hey, Des.
That was a good Zoom meeting this morning. I enjoyed it much. My husband is a normie. Ugh, weird. So's my wife. He tells me stuff all the time. I have no clue. Yeah. Yeah, I learn a lot of things too. I'm like, that's how it really happened?
What?
Aubrey, there's my brother from Australia.
LT from Utah.
He said that's my new nickname.
Utah?
Uta. It's an Indian name. Maybe that's how they said it. Amber. I blacked out every time I drank. It was hard to hear the stories yesterday because my husband and kids went through so much during my drinking days. 2 weeks clean. Good job.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Keep going, Amber. I got a quitter chair here. It keeps sinking on me.
I just fixed my...
Yeah, Amber, I used to wake up, and my oldest boy, he's like, he's pretty with it. I can talk to him about pretty much anything. I'd go up to him and be like, dude, who do I got to apologize to? Was I a beep hole last night? He's like, no, Dad, you were actually pretty cool and had fun. And then other days it was like, yeah, Dad, you were a little out of control last night.
Boo, we've been married for 13 years almost now.
13 years. My goodness. That is insanity. So Soupy said, what's up, sober people? Look at Soupy, man. That's a big, strong man right there. That's awesome.
That's my goal. Soupy's my goal. Wouldn't be that big.
Jaylin, nice to see you. So just to recap for all the new people, I'm an alcohol addict. From experience, I've learned that I'm an addict. It took me the second time hitting rock bottom and then going to recovery to figure out what an addict actually was. Because the first time I quit was because of jail. I was in jail for a year, probation, all that stuff. And I went through a whole bunch of drug court, or not drug court, but as the halfway house was counseling through drug treatment and stuff, but none of it stuck. I don't even remember any of it, really. And so I just thought, oh, one time in my life, I screwed up and got addicted to meth. And then I started drinking and realized, whoa, you are an alcoholic addict. Now that I know from my therapy and studying and all that kind of stuff, I decided to create this channel in January to talk about it because my passion was cameras and videos and trying to be creative that way. COVID-19 took off, all the meetings shut down. So Felice and I started going live every night to supplement that. And it's just kind of evolved into a place where we can come, get to know each other. We've created a bridge to a community that is just amazing. I haven't seen a single person yet that's just, every one of them just beautiful. And so here we teach relapse prevention. We go through books. We're on our third book called Addictive Thinking, Understanding Self-Deception. And we want to learn the rest of our lives how to recover. The more we learn, the faster we learn. Once we get that awakening, right? We have our spiritual awakening. We realize, whoa, things have got to change and life is better now. You start learning and practicing, learning and practicing, learning and practicing when nobody's looking kind of a thing. And we want to teach the tools to be able to practice the things when nobody's looking. And life is so much better. It prevents relapse. Our relationships start to flourish. We start becoming successful. And the cool thing is we're going to talk about that little bit of success and self-deception and self-sabotage. Because of our addictive thinking. That's kind of why the topic of tonight was morbid. What was it? Morbid expectations. And it's expectations of what's to come. It's pretty crazy. So we'll get into that. And we usually read our 24-hour a day by Hasdalin Meditations. And today's June 13th. And so I will kick off with that. But yeah, so we teach relapse prevention. And if you're drunk and high right now, we have a group that's here to support the still suffering addict. We are here for the still suffering addict and education for the rest of our lives on how to maintain our sobriety and how to just become better people, period, in general, to be happy. I just want to be happy. Don't you just want to be happy?
Yeah, I love being happy. And thank you for those kind words, Boo Boo Bear.
Bob made it.
And Bob is in the house.
What's up, Bob? We usually just say good morning, good night to each other, but you've made it to a show, right? That's awesome. I'm glad you didn't fall asleep and you got to hang out with us. That's really cool.
Wednesday, Lori, I'll have 2 months.
Yes, Lori. Good job. I love the fingerprint notes. That is cool.
Anyone here? We're here, Bob.
We're here, Bob. We see you. Loud and clear.
Lori said hi, Bob. What? Jalen. Hey, Des, my friend in Sydney.
My best friend is in Sydney.
Oh, my best friend is in Sydney. Very cool.
That is cool.
They might know each other. Is her name Cherie?
Cherie's not in Sydney.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
First time here. Welcome, Tanya.
Welcome, Tanya. I'm glad you're here. Tanya, let us know about your recovery. You sober? Are you clean? Are you high? Are you drunk? Whatever. Just let us know what brought you to this channel and how did you find it. Look at 8 people are mad at us. Oh, Brittany is mad at us.
Why are you angry with us?
She's not, for sure.
Maybe it's my love. She loves us so
and there's
much.
Link Ty. That's my son. He comes and pops in and talks about his recovery too. He had his head crushed back in 2017, and he's been recovering from a TBI. Pretty cool. But yeah, let us know about yourself, Tanya. Like I said, I was a meth addict. I was the bad meth addict too, and I'd steal right under your nose, and then I'd help you look for it. I was a blackout drunk, neglected my family. I kept a job somehow by the grace of God. And
You were the type of guy that put it up your nose, take it out, and then do it again.
wait, what about me?
You gave us an angry face.
I was like, it shows up on my screen, Brittany. It shows like the likes, who likes it, who hearts it, and who has an angry face. And it said Brittany gave us an angry face. A lot of times, you know how it is.
Dad, you're like that meth guy who puts stuff in his nose, takes it out, and then does it again.
Oh yeah, big time, dude. I was bad.
Why not?
Staying sober on Saturday night. We're unicorns. Nice.
Undefined. Did you click Tanya about being sober for 2.5 years?
2.5 years. Wow, that's awesome. We need more people in here with years under their belt and the wisdom that you've gained, because in that 2.5 years, I'll guarantee you've had some trials and tribulations and triggers like none other, and you've overcame them to maintain that sobriety date. And just your presence here with that shows people how it can be done. And then if you see somebody in comments, join our private Facebook group. People reach out there a lot with, you know, maybe you've gone through some things they're going through, and you can just be a listening ear or just a helpful comment. You know what I mean? What?
Thank you.
You guys know what today is?
Sheree wants to know why you have a plain shirt on. What's up with that? It's different. What's today?
Today is Sober Saturday.
Sober Saturday.
Oh shoot. I hate when it does that. Sounds like you and Tanya have a lot in common.
Oh, I'm sure. Except I couldn't keep nothing, much less a job. I think the only reason I kept my job is because, like I told you, in between my 2 times hitting rock bottom, when I was actually healthy, clean, and working my butt off, I got a job that most people with a felony won't get, right? I work up I work for the Air Force. And so for the first 5 years, I was working my tail off. And it's a woojie woo woo.
Keep flexing for Steve.
Yeah. That's awesome. And it's a government job, so they're pretty not lenient, but they're really flexible with people they help. And if I was working a regular job, like for a private sector, my alcoholism, the days that I missed, coming in stinking like whiskey and my hands are shaking, I should have been fired. There's no doubt about it. I should have been fired. But by the grace of God, here I am, you know, alive and sober. Hey, there's the man, the myth, the legend, Merkster.
Oh, Brittany's kid had her phone. Brittany's kid's like Millie.
Oh, right on. That's cool, Steven. I hope you keep watching this.
There are lots of people from Australia today.
Amy Lee, how you doing today?
Reaching out to the world.
Okay, let's get into our meditation while Fleece clicks through those comments. It says, in AA, we have re-educated our minds. We have to re-educate our minds. We have to learn to think differently. We have to take a long view of drinking instead of a short view. We have to look through the glass to what lies beyond it. Oh man, what lies beyond it? When I think about it, tomorrow waking up with guilt and shame, possibly haven't had a fight with her, possibly getting a DUI on the way to work because I'm still drunk, and then trying to pretend like I'm not as hungover as I am, and then pretending like it's cool that I did what I did. Not good. So we have to look through the night before to the morning after. No matter how good liquor looks from the short view, we must realize that in the long run, it is poison to us. So here's our question of the day. Have I learned to look through the bottle to the better life that lies ahead? I know I have, only because I've experienced how bad it is. We know what they say, right? Jails, institutions, and deaths are the only 3 places that alcohol and drugs lead to. I've been to jail. I've been to an institution now. The 3rd thing on my list is death. And you've heard people say I've got another relapse, but I may not have another recovery. That's me right there. If I were to relapse again, and that's like what I talked about in Zoom today, is like last Saturday, I experienced the biggest effort day I've had. And that I played that tape through, the effort tape through. Had I said effort that day, and let that just keep going down like snow, like going down a hill, getting bigger and bigger and bigger, the effort would have turned into drinking at least within 2 months. I would have said F it, F the show, F studying, F being spiritually fit, F learning, F trying to get anything accomplished positive, and then F it, why am I still sober? You know? And so the F it's kind of shook some reality into me this week. And thank God I have the things in my life to keep me humble, to, because you can get cocky learning. Once you learn a lot of things, and you feel like you're ahead on sobriety. It could be a downfall. We'll talk about that too once we get into our book.
Lexi, no worries, girlfriend. We know you
It's all
don't
good.
hate us.
We know that. All right, so the meditation of the day is if you are honestly trying to live the way you believe God wants you to live, you can get guidance from God in times of quiet communion with Him, provided your thoughts are directed towards God's will and all good things. The attitude of "Thy will be done, not mine" leads to clear guidance. Act on this guidance and you will lead better things. Your impulses seem to become less your own and more the leading of God's Spirit, acting through your thoughts. Obeyed, they will bring you the answers to your prayers. And our prayer of the day is, I pray that I may try to think God's thoughts after Him. I pray that my thoughts may be guided by His thoughts.
Good prayer. Good prayer. Jalen said his father's been an active duty Marine wife for 21 years. All about the alcohol here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the active duty folks, they sure do like to drink.
Yeah, that. I was talking to my counselor because we live right here next to an Air Force base. We're a depot. We work on aircraft. And the things that my counselor told me that the Hill Air Force Base produces was aircraft and alcoholics. And I was, a couple of us in there were, you know.
Desmond said his best drinking was when he worked for the government.
Oh, yeah. And you're like the cool guy if you drink. You come in hungover, shaken, you get high fives for how much you drank the night before.
Yeah, Tanya said Zoom meetings.
Yeah, we do, Tanya. Every
said Saturday.
6. Okay, Tanya, where are you from? Or you don't have to give us details, but what time zone are you in? We live in northern Utah. So right now, at this very second, it's 8:17 p.m. Saturday night. And we had a Zoom meeting today at 3:00 p.m. It's our Saturday recovery meeting. And it's a legit, what's on your mind? How are you feeling? Is your head in relapse or recovery? You can come and express joys of recovery, or you can come and say, I had the crappiest week of my life. I almost let it all out. We're there to crosstalk and share our experiences with each other. Sometimes the meetings last a couple of hours, depending on how long you want to stick around and chit chat. And then on Wednesdays, we have at 6:00 p.m. Utah time, hosted by Aubrey from Australia. And if you're an Australian, it's 10 o'clock Thursday morning, 10 a.m. Thursday morning in Australia. But if you're in the States, it's on, and I'm just going to give you Utah time, it's on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And that book is awesome because he's going through Joe and Charlie's breakdown, basically. They get into the big book and they teach. So Aubrey plays us a clip for about 20-30 minutes, and then we go on to discuss it. It's pretty awesome.
So I'm going to drop the private Facebook group, join that, and the Discord, and you can get updates on the Zoom in both of those locations. There's a message.
Woo gee. We can caught up tonight if you want to. I can stay up late, but I know you're probably falling asleep already since you get up so freaking early. Let me know. I drank a lot of I drank 2 energy drinks. Oh, that's my mouse. I got my own mouse. I drank 2 energy drinks, a bunch of tea. So I'll probably be up for till midnight at least. Hey, Aubrey, check this out. I got a mouse, and now Felice has a mouse.
And do you see him still trying to touch my mouse?
I can't help it.
Have fun, Teeter. Have fun at work. You too, Aaron.
Hey, Mandy, if you are thinking about that courage to do a Zoom meeting, the cool thing is when you log in, you have the option to mute your audio and hide the video. So you could just pop in. It'll say your name, Mandy, and you can just sit there and listen. And everybody will understand. And if you even want to just participate, you can text everybody that's in the Zoom meeting. It's like, it's called chat. But you could just say, hey, everybody, I'm here. I'm just listening. I'm not, courageous enough tonight to talk, but thank you. I'm here. And everybody will completely understand. So that's one way to get the courage to just show up to a Zoom meeting and just listen. You don't have to say anything. Aubrey's is a really good one to show up to at 6:00 Mountain Standard Time, Utah time on Wednesdays, because his is an educational one. He plays that clip, like I said, and then talks about it. And then there's a little bit of back and forth on, hey, what did you get out of it?
Yeah, you better text him, bro. Give him the deets
Text me, bro. Gotcha.
on the DMs and PMs with the deets.
I'll text. Thanks for watching, Steve. I'm glad you joined us to see what we do live on TV.
Really? Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, do that next time. You won't regret it.
That's awesome. All right, so check it out, y'all. We are in a book called Addictive Thinking. Now, for the people that are brand new here, that haven't been here before, I'm going to explain it real quick what we do. We go through books, okay? It's about education. I don't know everything. How am I going to teach just from experience? You know what I mean? The only experience I got is how to drink a fifth in like 20 minutes. The first book we went through was Staying Sober, right here by Terrence Gorski. I highly suggest getting this book. This book is phenomenal. Once I may go through it again. It was that good. I know I'm definitely going to read it a couple more times. The second book we went through was The Steps We Took by Joe McHugh. Phenomenal book on the 12 steps of AA. And now we are on Addictive Thinking. And if you do want one of these books, in the description, there's a link, and you can click that link and buy yourself one. And if you do, that actually helps out our channel with pennies on the dollar, but it would help. The next book we are going through is Addictive Personality, and then we are going to jump into It Will Never Happen to Me. So here's the new 2 books we got coming in the future that we're going to be going through. I haven't reached far enough out yet to see what we're doing after this. Maybe we'll go through the big book. I don't know.
Maybe. Linky sure does make one good cup of coffee. Oh, someone said we killed it yesterday.
Well, thank you, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Look at your stool, bud.
You're both wonderful teachers. Grateful to have come into my life. Watch out. You better watch yourself. Teresa killed it yesterday.
Good. That makes me, I can take days off. We can do this every other day.
You're supposed to say, oh, she was awful.
Yes, I have decided on that for sure, Brittany.
Boom.
100%. I'm going to take it as a challenge. Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
Here comes the question.
All right.
Questions. I love questions.
How many of you all, you could just say I or whatever, however you want to comment. You can say I and then describe what it is. Do you ever get the feeling of impending doom? Do you get it often? Do you get it once a month? Are you battling with impending doom right now in your sobriety? Since you've gotten clean, do you have feelings, and I know it ain't every second of every day, but do you have reoccurring feelings of impending doom? How long have you been clean? Because it comes after sobriety. It has to do with us addicts. We have minds that are different than normal people. Normies, we call the normies the people that can actually drink half a beer and walk away. Ones who realize, wow, putting a needle in my arm is not a good idea. You know, a lot of us had said that. I'll never do that. But where did we end up? I was this close. If I wouldn't have, when I was a meth addict, if I wouldn't have got arrested the exact moment I got arrested, the next day I was shooting up. I was that far into it. You know what I mean? I was already hanging out in those houses. I was still just a little apprehensive to do it, but it was being pressured on me. You should try it, man. We've got a nurse right here. She can do it for you. It was only a matter of time, you know, before I would. You sit in a barber shop long enough, you're going to get a haircut. It's the saying, right?
Brittany said she has. Oh, shoot. That impending doom.
Ooh, can I say hi to Brittany's kids?
Lori.
Yeah, say hi.
Hi, Brittany's kids.
I know one's name is Lexi.
Love you.
Link says hi, Lexi.
Mandy has the impending doom right now. How long you been sober, Mandy? I'm sure you told us, but I already forgot. Desmond says regularly in my head for no reason. I think about doing coke daily, but been clean for a month off of my homeboy, Nick. Talk to me out. Good for Nick.
Yeah, good for homeboy Nick.
Rob, stay strong, bro. I mean, that will, believe it or not, that will pass. And then a few months down the road, you're going to go, holy crap, I haven't thought about doing coke for a couple of days, you know. Time will heal that, you know. So frequently, addictive thinkers for no logical reason will feel apprehensive, anticipating disaster. And now the reason that we want to educate ourselves, because if we don't know what to look for in our own thinking, our minds are messed up. Like we've said before, there's alcoholism, right? You remove the alcohol, you still have the ism. The ism is us. The ism is what's in between our ears. The ism is the addictive thinking, the habitual character defects we ingrained into ourselves through survival techniques to maintain our addiction, to come up with the excuses, the manipulations, lying, stealing, and justifying everything we were doing, searing our conscience of what's right and wrong. And through all of that, our addictive thinking, which was probably, we had addictive thinking before we were addicts, and that just made it 10 times worse. And so once we start to understand what to look for, we can manage and learn how to manage these thoughts when they come in. When you start feeling like that, you can go, I know what you're trying to do there, stinking mind, stinking thinking, a lot of coined AA phrases. And you can battle it. And then that's when you can start winning the battle. And then after you start winning battles, you teach somebody else how to win these battles.
Hold on. Go ahead, Lindsay.
I love you, Brittany's kids.
Look, there's their names.
Oh, there's their names.
Sydney, Destiny, and Lexi. Love you guys.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Bob, you made it.
Yes.
Welcome.
Bob, we're talking about morbid expectations, and the question of the day as we go through we're going through chapter 9 and 10, page 61. The first question is, you ever feel impending doom? You feel like you have an expectation of something bad is going to happen in the future to you, because it's frequent and there's no logical reason behind it, but we feel apprehensive, anticipating disaster. It's our addict thinking. Good and bad things happen in this world, and most people experience both. Addicts are not the only people who worry and anticipate negative happening, but they tend to do this more often than other people. So do you see yourself doing this more often? I do. And this really explains it when I look at success in creating a business or even a task that you're trying to accomplish or building something. You'll see where this thread draws to. Some people are optimists. We know that. And we see a heap of manure. And when the optimist sees a heap of manure, they look for a pony. And other people are pessimists. When they see a beautiful buffet laden with tempting food, they worry about food poisoning. And learning why people develop such attitudes is not an easy task. It's hard to understand why. But many addicted people are unable to see good in good happenings. Addictive thinkers seemed burdened by a morbid feeling of being jinxed. Well, I can't do that. It's going to jinx me. On one hand, addictive thinkers fear that anything that appears to be working well will eventually fail. Some addicted people have a pattern of building to the verge of success and then sabotaging themselves. And if you remember, like 2 nights ago, we were talking about the addictive thinker, and that, I can't remember the exact topic, but it ties in with jealousy. Oh, the suspense of not knowing the future, like it creates self-sabotage. Like I use the example of, if you're jealous that your spouse is going to cheat and you hound them so much that you push them, you're pushing them to do it, and eventually it happens. And then you're like, I killed the suspense. I knew it was going to happen. And that's kind of the same thing. Like right now, after reading this chapter, I see it with this, the nonprofit we've created here with Recovering Addict. It's successful so far. It's working. Everything is working. It's all coming together. It's crazy. People are gathered around, nothing but positivity. The YouTube's growing, the Facebook channel's growing. Everything is working. And all of a sudden I feel like, oh my gosh, this is going to fail. Any second now, this is going to fail. It's all going to implode. I know it's going to happen. And because of those types of feelings in us addicts, a lot of times we create the situation to sabotage ourselves just to make it fail so that we get that suspense and that uncomfortable feeling over with. So how do we battle that crap?
Ooh, I got a way to battle it. If you ever get that feeling, think that God's in control.
Amen.
And know that God's in control.
Agreed. It's a good one, Linky.
That's a good, Linky. Rob likes our setup.
Oh, thanks, brother.
It's real professional.
Thank you very much. It's kind of what I went for. I was hoping it would look very professional too. Yeah, she does. Lock that sucker. Kick her out.
Amen, Link, said Brittany.
So here's a little story. Tom, age 32. He had never put together more than 3 months of abstinence. During his last rehab, however, he appeared to have turned the corner. Tom was approaching the first anniversary of sobriety, but 3 days before that significant date, he was admitted for detox. Tom cried as he said, "You've got to believe me, I don't enjoy drinking. I've never been dry for more than 3 months since I was 12. And now it's nearly a year. I was promoted at work, and for the first time in ages, my wife told me she loved me. I knew it was too good to last. I knew something terrible was about to happen. Each time the phone rang, I just knew it was to tell me that my little girl had been hit by a car. I drank to get the darn thing over with, just to kill the suspense of the possibility that things are going to fail when they are going so good. And this doesn't even make logical sense. If they're going that good, yeah, things could happen, but the percentage of it is it'll just keep getting better. And through our addictive thinking, controlling our minds, we sabotage ourselves.
Stop describing Kyle's life. His wife's just looking at him and smiling. That's what us wives do. We're like, see? We're not crazy.
That's awesome.
Oh, I got it done. I got it figured out. People have a problem in their life. They think drugs and alcohol are going to make it better. But that just makes the problem even worse.
It's true.
Derek's got a question. Is morbid expectations the same as putting expectations on self?
No, what this book, well, the reason they labeled the chapter Morbid Expectation is the big idea, I think, behind this small chapter is we are expecting things to happen that are self-harming, pretty much, putting us backwards in recovery. And it's morbid because there's no reason to expect these things. You're going good, you're clean. Maybe you are, this is the longest you've been clean. I don't know, describe, a lot of you said that you do experience these feelings of doom. What kind of experiences do you feel like are impending doom? Like, I'm talking about a little bit on the smaller scale. Obviously, we look around, we see COVID, we see the politics right now, we see the coolest country in the world, Chaz.
Yes, please. We're moving there next week.
But like on a smaller scale, do you see like any day now I'm going to screw up? Any day now I'm going to walk into a trigger and fail? Any day now my job is actually doing good. Am I going to screw up and fail? You know what I mean? Is my marriage all of a sudden like things are patching up between my wife and I? This isn't something's going to happen. Something's going to go wrong. That's kind of what it's, the expectations of life taking a left turn when you are on a path that's turning right. And there's no logical reason for it.
I'm just gonna read the definition for morbid because I didn't know what it meant. So maybe there's somebody else that doesn't. It says characterized by or appealing to an abnormal and unhealthy interest in disturbing and unpleasant subjects.
Read it one more time.
Characterized by appealing to an abnormal and unhealthy interest in disturbing and unpleasant subjects, especially death and disease.
So if it's going good, it'll probably stay good. Wow, what a concept. Right?
Rob says you're real smart, Linky.
Yeah. He says you're smarter than he was a month ago. There's Uncle Epi.
Yeah.
I feel that way about my job sometimes. I currently, my feeling is this channel that I started here on YouTube and on the page I started on Facebook, the Recovering Addict is now an incorporation. This right here is an incorporated. The paperwork's at the IRS to my 501c3, so that it'll become a nonprofit. Everything around that is becoming successful. And it's just like any day now. I just feel it. I feel like it's just going to fail, and I'm going to have to go back to work and whatever.
So is it like a unhealthy way of looking at expectations? Is that another way to put that?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Ooh, I just had another way of thinking of drugs.
It is talking about self-sabotage. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because we want to kill the suspense of the possibility of that ever happening, that we make it happen. And then it's like almost a relief. The self-sabotage brings a relief to unknown territory instead of just like the normal person who would just keep trudging along.
I just got a glance of my thinking face. It looks like this.
It's like this.
No, make sure I don't do that anymore.
Wait, Dad, before we start eating, can I add something?
Add something.
All right.
I
Thought of
love it.
this. Drugs and alcohol. So let's say you have 10 brain cells. Each time you take a drink, you lose a brain cell.
Crap, I should be dead.
But
Good thing you got lots of brain cells.
Smell that way.
All right, so it's important to understand the morbid expectations of addictive thinking. Family and therapists may feel encouraged by the recovering person's success on the job and apparent happiness. There may be no telltale signs that beneath this superficial happiness, the recovering person is thinking, I can't make it. Sometimes this nagging anticipation becomes so unbearable, the addicts think, oh, what the hell? I might as well get it over with. And then this precipitates the failure. That's what we've just been talking about. If the recovering person were to use normal logic, it would be reasonable. That's another subject that's been lost lately, is logical thinking. If you get a chance once a week, look up things about thinking logically and try to practice that in your thinking to change your mind. Because as us addicts, we have to change the way we think. Just like our thought of the day said, in AA, we have to, in recovery, I'm going to change that to recovery. In recovery, we have to re-educate our minds. We have to learn to think differently. So look for logic.
Sheree says it's fair to say an addict is usually a negative thinker.
I would say so at first. And that's why if you hear AA, you go to NA meetings, you go to any type of recovery meetings, what's the first thing they want you to do in the morning? Start thinking about gratitude, right? Because our first things are not gratitude. Our knee-jerk reactions are not gratitude, which is the opposite, is negative. So definitely, I would definitely say so.
Desmond agrees.
So if the recovering person were to use normal logic, it would be reasonable to reassure him or her that everything is well and that there is no reason to expect sudden reversal. If everything is going well, there is no reason to expect sudden reversal. But if a recovering person is still operating out of the addictive logic, which does not disappear immediately with abstinence, I underline that in this book, and I put recovery takes time. Think about how long you were addicted. Think about how long you did drugs and alcohol. All the survival, character defect techniques you habitually ingrained into your personality over those years and years and years, and some people got years and years and years. That didn't happen overnight. You didn't wake up one day and say, hey, I'm going to sniff a big, huge gagger of Coke and get addicted to it. You didn't wake up one day with the ability to chug a fifth of whiskey and not end up in the bathroom throwing up. I got to the point where I could drink a fifth and not even get the spins. You know, you didn't wake up one day sticking needles in your arms. It took a long time to progress to that. And to think now that your abstinence from alcohol, besides what the chemicals did to your brain, everything you habitually ingrained into your personality is not going to be changed overnight. So the first thing you need to get under your belt, into your mind, is this is going to take time. And that's why we go for the one day at a time. It's going to take time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Reasonable arguments will have no effect. Let me reread that sentence. But if the recovering person is still operating out of an addictive logic, which doesn't disappear immediately over with abstinence, reasonable arguments will have no effect. The addict in early recovery may seem outwardly agreeable when these issues are discussed logically, but another thought system is operating inside. So you could talk to an addict logically, they may agree, but inside their reason and logic thinking is on a different path. So when we discuss methods of helping an addicted person, we will address this problem. For now, let's just be aware that the addicts often feel they are walking under a dark cloud of impending doom. So if you feel that dark cloud over your head of impending doom, know it's your addict thinking. It's all the drugs and alcohol. It's all that personality built character defects that you built upon yourself during your drug abuse and alcohol addiction. And to just think, no, it's this good. I mean, I look back now, 10 months ago, I started getting better. And I see the future and I go, man, there's no reason that this shouldn't just continue to keep getting better. It hasn't, you know what I mean? We may experience bumps in the road. You know, the car breaks down, tragedies happen, maybe Link breaks a leg or something like that. God forbid. He's broken more bones than anybody I know in my life.
God, what started when you were like
5 or 6.
And I started with the chipped tooth at 2.
yeah, but broken
And
bones.
then moved to this house.
But yeah,
It's like
Lori's
every year.
30 years.
Broke my collarbone up the street.
Hey, Jacqueline, welcome. Glad you're here.
Oh.
Broke my leg.
Boom, boom, boom.
Like still back there counting.
Broke my collarbone with my head.
Lots of things, bud.
Yeah.
Lots of things.
All right, so now it is time for Cassie's quote of the day.
Yes.
Hey guys, happy to see you today. I'm here with your motivational quote on recovering addicts. You will be exactly as happy as you decide to be. Anonymous. And as always, every single night, let's bring it together and continue to spread that love.
Don't forget to hit that like button for Cassie.
Awesome. Love you, Cassie. I wish I knew how to French braid my own hair. So good.
I see a problem we have here.
What?
Only 3%. Only 1/3 of the people like the video.
That's a good point, Linky. Where are all the likes? Linky wants to know.
Only 1/3. That's good math.
Logic comes and goes in my life. The biggest smash in my face with logic happened when I was in counseling. Like many of you know, I relapsed at 47 days in. And if you notice my white tag or my NA tags here, they go white, orange, white, orange. You know, white's the 24-hour, orange is the 30. At 47 days right here, my addict thinking, illogical addict thinking talked me into taking 3 shots of whiskey to prove that I had it whipped and I was powerful over alcohol. And I had convinced myself of this. Like, I'm gonna go buy this I bought a half a pint of whiskey, 3 shots, not even enough to catch a good buzz. I said, I'm gonna buy it and I'm not gonna drink it until I decide. I put it in my top drawer. We went out to eat, hung out all day, blah, blah, blah. Got home and I'm like, okay, see, now I'll drink it because I decided this is the good time to do it. I'm going to do it. And so I drank it. Nothing happened. I woke up with a little headache. That was about it. And I thought I was all proud of myself. See, I don't have a drinking problem. And then I get to counseling and I tell on myself, hey, I drank the other night. And obviously group therapy happens around you and my counselor's yakking at me and not yakking, giving me great information. And then we go to family group therapy. And I had fleeced, sold, and convinced this was a great idea. Had the kids convinced it was a great idea, regardless of how nerve-wracking and anxiety I gave them through that. And my counselor just like basically threw his book down. I don't see how anybody can think this is good. This is not good. Like basically shutting the salesman off inside me. Mm-hmm. And he goes, so let me get this straight. You came to this IOP because you have a drinking problem. I was like, that's correct. He's like, so you had to go drink to prove you don't have a drinking problem. And I was just like, logic right to the freaking face. I felt, and after that, I just was like, jeez.
Then he punched you in the face with logic.
Oh, he hit me right square between the eyes with it, man.
It's like, all
No, I
right,
would
take you to a
never
curveball
jinx
right in the
it.
strike zone.
Don't jinx him. There's that. That's what we're talking about. Impending doom, Steve. I drank myself so.
You're welcome. Sorry.
I experienced sweats and shakes and seeing things. It was like having my own cartoon show. Sometimes when I get like that, I'll go for a run. I'll get a little runner's high and try run anger. And yeah, exercise is a great combatant to that kind of stuff. Get the blood flowing, get those endorphins coming through the brain in a healthy way.
Speaking of exercise, I haven't seen Lynn B in a while.
Long time.
Yeah.
Does anybody talk to Lynn B? I haven't seen her in a long time. Hey, Denise, welcome. Glad you're back.
Welcome.
How's everybody doing at the house? So that pending doom feeling, like an explosion on hold. Yeah, exactly what it feels like. You know things are going great, but you just know right around the corner something's going to happen and screw everything up.
Hey.
And that's where self-sabotage comes in. You just say screw it and make it happen so that you don't have to worry about it no more, almost. Go ahead.
My logic in addiction was I will do what I need to do, what I want. Do what I need to do, what I want, which at the time was drink and use. My logic as a sober thinker is I will do what I need so I may revive the time to become whom I choose. I like that. I like that, Ep.
I heard a quote the other day that says,
Yeah, talk about this with your counselor. See what she says. Curious, let us know.
every minute you're angry, you lose 60 seconds of happiness.
That's the truth.
True. Sometimes I tell my addict thinking to take a hike. That is only if when I'm grounded in recovery and the Word of God.
Awesome.
That's very good.
That's a good point. You got to be spiritually fit. Bob ran 5 miles.
Yeah.
Dang.
I tried to run 6 months and LT tried to kill me. He's like, it's mostly downhill. It was uphill all the way except for like the one small hill.
Back in my fit days, I
Yeah.
tried to run was
Almost
this
died.
yesterday morning we went on a walk?
I think it was
yeah.
2 days
I
ago.
tried to jog. I was like, all right, I'm going to jog up to that stop sign. Got about 10 steps in, my knee buckled. I was like, oh, man.
Oh, my knees, my knees.
Good on you,
That's
Bob.
Pending doom. Yeah.
That's me, pending doom. And well, Jacqueline, now that you know that it's a part of your addictive thinking, it comes out of our. Everybody worries, but addicts and alcoholics worry more about this pending doom. Just understand that it's a part of your addictive thinking, and now that you are aware of this, there's no reason that if life is continuing to go good, that it's gonna all of a sudden go bad. There's obviously a small percent. The day that he got his head crushed was a terrible day, but it could have been worse. And the blessings that have come, in the last 3 years because of it are a blessing. I mean, there's no reason right now our lives should all of a sudden one day just take a turn for the worse unless we do it to ourselves.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We can say what if all day too. Well, what if this and what if that? But we got right now, we got today, and it's going good. And I don't think tomorrow's going to be any worse. I might have a bad day and have bad character defects and not be working my program and not be being spiritually fit.
And some of that stuff.
Facts.
Fact.
Thanks, Jerry.
Jerry, what's up, brother? Love that picture of you and your kids on Facebook today.
Something that snapped to me the other day was God can end. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. God can end it like that.
Absolutely. Tomorrow is not guaranteed.
Absolutely. So why even worry about it?
Lori's got bad knees too. She understands.
Yep. Aubrey said the last time he ran 5 miles, he was being chased by the cops. Sure, he would have loved to see it. Wouldn't we all? Sure.
Me too.
I had terror dreams after I sobered up. It looked and felt real, part of my withdrawals.
Really? Night terrors from sobering up? That's crazy.
Boom. Exercise is the best slap in the face to all health risk. And when your body is cleansed, remember all the reasons why you were opposed to the abuse.
Amen. What would you say? The next day hit a lot of. Oh yeah. So for all of you know in the chat, Steve and I worked together. He was there, or he was at work the day that I called and got a hold of Felice, and he knew what happened the day that it happened, and he knows Link personally and all that stuff before and after the accident. So Steve knows what.
Still got his bracelet.
Steve has his. If you look right here, we got.
Mickey Strong
It
bracelet.
says Link Weaver Strong, and Steve's got his.
This one's special because it has my diabetes stuff right here.
Hey, William's here. Awesome. I haven't seen him in the chat for a
I'll
while.
Bob and then I'll William.
Go ahead.
Morbid thinking extends into spiritual matters and faith also. That can be fatal for sobriety. Very true, Bob. Very true. Self-sabotage will be the thing you allow yourself to use as an excuse to take back your own will. You can't allow any old behaviors to knock you off your foundation. It's your ability to overcome those stumbling blocks that you, catching them, turn them into stepping stones that carry you back to your safe place. I like
William,
that,
you should
Will.
write like a book or something.
You probably got enough notes to do it.
Did you see the posts he puts in the group?
Really
I mean,
good.
they're awesome. Like very thoughtful and just well written.
Hey, a wise guy thinks his own thoughts.
Yes, it is.
That's true, Epi. What was that all about, Lori? Let us know. How did you handle it? How'd you feel when you woke up? Don't put too much emphasis on dreams, though. They don't mean anything. It's just our mind running wild.
I had a dream about picking up Legos, and it was the worst, or crayons, worst dream ever. I was cleaning in my sleep.
Aaron, there's
Bring
my
back
sister.
your,
in
Hey,
sobriety.
you're back.
Daycare days?
Just, oh my gosh, has anybody ever worked at a daycare?
No.
It's, you just clean all day. You put it back, they take it down. You put it back, they take it down. You put it back, they take it down. But the babies are so cute. Sorry. Wise words, William. Agreed.
Well, that was chapter 9. We're not done yet, but I think I'll save manipulating others for tomorrow. It's kind of a totally different subject, huh?
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that tomorrow.
I bet tomorrow's going to be a really good
I
show.
bet they probably tie together because sometimes you manipulate people to accomplish your impending doom.
True, but it's not.
But I
what
don't
this
know.
chapter's
I don't know
talking
what that.
about. We'll get to manipulating because us addicts were manipulators, boy. Ooh-wee. So that'll be tomorrow. Tomorrow night we'll go through manipulation. Let's see what our NA word of the day is. So on your phone, just go to your app store, whether it's Google or Apple. Look for key tag for NA. Click it. It'll keep your sobriety date and what key tag you're on.
Just so you guys know, we're moving to West Virginia. Because me and Aaron are best friends now, and we're gonna hang out all the time.
That'll be awesome. That would be cool.
Steve's listening.
Awesome.
So tune in tomorrow.
Well, I don't have another hour to go through a whole nother chapter. Well, I do. It's Saturday night. But our NA thing for today is a full life. The program works a miracle in our lives. We become free to live. Basic text, page 11. Most of us, if we've been in recovery for any length of time at all, have heard some member complaining in the meeting about being terribly overworked, too busy for meetings or sponsorship or other activities. In fact, we may have been the complaining member. The day seems so full: job, family, friends, meetings, activities, sponsors, step work. There just aren't enough hours in the day, the member complains, to get everything done and to meet everyone's demands on time. When this happens, usually there's soft laughter from some of the other members, probably members who had planned to grumble about the same sort of thing. The laughter stems from our recognition that we are complaining about the miracle of the life that is ours today. Not so long ago, few of us were capable of having any of these problems in our life. We devoted all our energy to maintaining our active addiction. Today, we have full lives, complete with all the feelings and problems that go with living in reality. So just for today, I will remember that my life is a miracle instead of resenting how busy I am. I will be thankful my life is so full. Ooh, that's good. I get that way sometimes. And I notice too that if we talk ourselves out of a meeting, it's easier to talk yourself out of the next one and then the next one. And then that's relapse, man. That's when relapse happens. Remember what we learned from the very first book we went through, that recovery is walking up a down escalator. And as soon as you stop moving up this escalator, you start to go down. And that point you stop moving forward is relapse. That's when relapse happens. Drugs and alcohol is when you hit the bottom. As you're going down further and further, the blinders of denial start wrapping around your head. And before you know it, you're in the bottom of a bottle, or you're calling your dealer, or you're putting yourself in high-risk situations that you have no business being in.
Ooh, I just thought of something for relapsers. So say you're really small and you're in a bottle of alcohol and you never learned how to swim. So you just drink the whole bottle. Think about it that way.
Okay. A couple people checked on me. Thank you. It meant so much to me. I'm working again a lot.
But what I just
Catching
said,
up, so that's what's been going on. I've been working today from 7 to 5, so I'm drained, but I'm going to get back at 9. Cool. Yeah, I miss your words, bro. Love it, and it's humbling that you care when you're concerned about my well-being. That means so much. Awesome, William. You're a valuable member to our community. Each and every one of you are. You know what I mean? And it's weird. The closer that we're all getting in this community, I notice when one person's out of it, some of their and I don't expect everybody to be here every single night, to be posting on Facebook every single day. But when you haven't heard, and all of a sudden somebody hasn't around for a few weeks, it's just like, man, something's missing.
Yeah.
A little bit of my strength is gone. We're in Utah, Rob. Northern Utah. Well, my address, it's 3.
If you order a shirt, you'll know.
Yeah. Yeah, but we have a private Facebook group. I encourage you all to join, and you'll meet everybody in the chat that's on there. Felicia will put it in the comments. If you're not a Facebooker, we have a Discord that we all chat in. That's basically just a group text that's continuous 24/7. And we also have 2 Zoom meetings, one on Wednesday at 6 that Aubrey hosts via Shuri, and 3 o'clock on Saturdays, and I speak Utah time. Sky's up in Connecticut. Where are you at, Rob? Where are you hanging out at?
Found it.
Hey, Michelle. Good
Welcome.
to see you. Awesome. Michelle's here.
Welcome.
Wuji says, Petey, I know them personally and have a great respect. Thanks, Steve. They're great friends, and I'll do anything I think. And Steve is one of my favorite, best friends at work, period. There's only like a couple people at work that I truly feel a love for, I guess you could say, not to get all weird about it, but Steve is definitely one of them.
Bromance.
No.
Yep.
Brothermance.
Bromance.
Steve and I worked hand in hand for a few years on the most chaotic part of our program. And now both of us are stuck in a corner. Well, mostly me. But I choose to be there. What's Discord? So Discord, Michelle, is basically just a group chat. Just another place to hang out. It's an app you can download, and you can join it. Felice will put it in the comments if you want to check it out.
It's in the comments.
But it's basically this chat jumps into Discord and continues to talk to each other and post, and it's just anything goes, here's a cool YouTube video, music video. This is what I'm interested in. Hey, look what I'm doing today. Or sometimes it's, hey guys, I'm struggling. And the Facebook group is also designed in that way too. We try to keep it safe from trolls. If there's a troll in there trying to trigger people, we kick them out.
Since you mentioned it, Mark, I'll put the link.
Wow, staying up late, Lori, for us? Thank you. Hopefully you can get some sleep. I know how that feels, not sleeping good. I don't do so well.
When he doesn't sleep, he gets stressed.
10 p.m. in Canada, hey?
Oh, update. We have mediums. I know we were out of medium t-shirts, but they exist now again.
Yeah, we actually have more medium t-shirts for the
Medium out there.
all the mediums out there.
Yeah.
I froze a fly.
Let's say hello.
I froze a fly.
Laura says she'll Discord. Give her a link.
Ew, get the fly away from me. It's gross.
Did you put the Discord link in there?
I did.
Oh, okay.
It's in there.
Thank you, Petey. That means a lot.
Just frozen.
XI for fat lifters like me. Yeah, we have mediums, large, extra large, and 2X. Get out of here.
Mediums did we order?
Gross. We got 10, I think.
And we sent 2 away.
And we sent 2. Oh, yeah. Sheree, your package is being delivered to Aubrey's house. It was $30 to ship to Australia. So I was like, can I just put them together? She's like, yeah, it'd be a lot cheaper if you just put them together. And they say they don't have planes that fly out there that often. So it's probably 2 or 3 weeks out. And we sent them off Friday.
Yeah.
Was that yesterday?
No. Yes. Let's see.
Saturday.
Was that Friday morning?
That was yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, we shipped them off Friday morning, so yesterday. And then Petey and Jolie, if you're listening, Jolie, you guys should be getting yours within just a few days. So Petey, yours is in the mail as well. Ew, bromance.
Well, I feel like you guys are becoming romantic.
Yeah, we're
with each other
romantic with each other too, Aubrey.
also.
What are you doing about? Yes, it's the same as this Recovering Addict. There's a Recovering Addict page, which I stream to, and it's just kind of the page that grows, that's out there for the world, that's public. And then there's our private group. You have to request to join. We approve you. One of the admins will approve you, and that's where you let your heart out, and it's private. And then what I encourage people to do on the Facebook group is if you're struggling, throw it out there to somebody. Somebody will comment who's kind of been in the similar situation, and then you two get to know each other through your DMs and chat, and it's just another strength support. I obviously highly suggest your local AA and NA or recovery programs around you, live meetings, but you know, there's only so many local people around. And sometimes when you can't get anybody to answer the phone, having a bigger digital audience or a digital family or community is a great help to sobriety. I know that Facebook helped me a ton when I was first in recovery, my first 2 months of quitting drinking. While I was in my IOP, I would come home and I would be struggling. Like I had a really strong urge one night to drink, and I just threw it on this Facebook page I was on. I'm like, I feel like drinking, and the comments just came flying in. Go get a milkshake, do this. And I went and got a milkshake, and they talked me through it. So, I mean, there's definitely huge value. Yes, everybody everybody on this batch that got sent out, Aubrey, Sheree, Petey, and Jolie, they all got shirts with the usual package stuff. And the addition was the bookmark.
The bookmark. Can read your addictive thinking with your bookmark.
And we got to send Mark. We got your address. We'll send you one. I don't know why we didn't send it yet, but awesome. That's good, and it's a good place to, you know, if you are feeling great and positive in recovery, let that out too. Post that kind of stuff. She said, "No worries. We'll know when she receives it."
Sweet.
The first ones have gone out. Yep.
Yes, sir. 4 of them. They're out there now. They turned out pretty good.
Who's our Facebook user?
That would be, what'd they say?
Good night.
I don't know.
Derek has what it takes for recovery again. Even though I have 9 days, I will get my 1 year and more. Thank you are making me realize my meaning. Amen, Derek. That's good. Confidence. Stay that way. No turning back. Just think about it. If you turn back now, where are you going to be?
It's Tracy.
Oh, good night, Tracy.
I kept
I
replying
think
to
Derek has
Tracy.
good willpower.
And
Tracy
if
got a lot of replies. Sorry.
And if you stay in recovery, look at where your life will be. Where's your life going to be if you continue to use, or if you go back to using? And then look, where's your life going to be if you stay in recovery? The roads, one's dark and one's light, man. In my world, anyway.
Aubrey, you get a bookmark. It's with your.
Aubrey, yours is on its way.
It's coming with our shirts off. Oh, yes, Alicia is correct. It is a bookmark.
Who said bookmark?
Aubrey did.
That is not what it is. It's not a bookmark. It's a bookmark.
Bookmark. For the bookmark.
And those of you who don't know, Merc, if you want to like say hi to everybody so we understand what this bookmark thing is all about, we can let them know.
So, Jacqueline.
And if you guys came to our Zoom meetings, you would get to meet Merc.
Yeah. It is a picture of Merc, and he is now a bookmark, so you can put it in your book and save your page.
Like Mark.
Let me demonstrate the bookmark. Hand it over.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, we forgot the TM on there. You take the bookmark with a cool little rope on it. You place it in your book like this. And now you have a bookmark.
Ta-da!
I love it.
If you order a shirt, you get a bookmark.
With recovering addict shirt on it.
We have
Say hi to
recovering
Steve.
addict
You know
shirts,
Steve.
and I love my recovering addict shirts. He says you're pretty.
Hi. Hi.
All right.
What size did you send? Aubrey, if it doesn't fit, Des gets it.
God,
God,
grant me the serenity
to
to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Amen.
Amen. Lord, we ask you to bless and strengthen every still suffering addict, and we ask that you encourage and give strength to those who are in recovery, that we may stay in recovery for your pleasure and for your good work. In Jesus' name,
Wait,
amen.
another thing, dear Lord.
Amen.
Oh.
I would like to pray for all the suffering addicts out there to find their sober date, to stay sober, and subscribe to this channel, dear Lord. In Jesus Christ's name I pray, amen.
Amen.
Yeah, so you still
Mark.
suffering addicts, find your sober date. I love that's good.
There, little tiny bugs. Aaron wanted a bookmark. We will get you one.
We'll get you one, no doubt. Okay, you guys, till tomorrow night, we are going to go through tomorrow night. We are. Oh wow, we just like totally disappeared for a second. We're here still. Hopefully you are too. What was I saying?
The outro.
I was saying the outro. Love you too, Steve. All right, go again. Let me try that again before the internet shuts off on us. Till tomorrow, do not put yourself in a high-risk situation. Stay strong, work your program, and remember, we recover better together.